So we're going to do some antiderivatives. At least a couple of these won't involve u sub. We may do a u sub in this one. So the first one, I have e to the x plus e to the negative x all over 2 dx. Well, we can split up an integral over addition or subtraction. So I could write this as e to the x over 2 plus e to the negative x over 2 dx and do it piece by piece. Now the over 2 is just a constant, so I have 1/2 the antiderivative of e to the x dx plus 1/2 the antiderivative of e to the negative x dx. First part is easy, it's just 1/2 e to the x because the antiderivative of e to the x is e to the x. The second part we might want to go ahead and use a u sub because we have more than just x up in the exponent. So u equals negative x, therefore du equals negative dx. So what that tells me is I need a negative on my dx. Well, to compensate for that, I'll put a negative, I'll multiply by a -1 outside. So I have a negative 1/2 times the antiderivative. Now I can put my substitutions in. Negative x is u, so e to the u, and negative dx is du. So I can finish this guy off. 1/2 e to the x minus 1/2 e to the u plus c. This thing started off in terms of x, it's got to end in terms of x. So I have 1/2 e to the x minus 1/2 e to the negative x plus c. If you want to, you can write both those terms as being over 2 like they were originally, but it's not necessary. Our antiderivative is correct. Let's look at one that we're going to do piece by piece. So we have the antiderivative of square root of 2x plus 1 over x squared plus pi dx. Alright, now you could use a u sub on this one, but we're not going to need to. Property of exponents is I can split this up into square root of 2 times square root of x. And so now I'm just going to rewrite that guy as a power function and think of that as a constant. So I have the antiderivative of square root of 2 x to the 1/2. This one I want to rewrite as a power function, so plus x to the negative 2 and plus pi, which is just a constant, dx. So I'm going to do this one piece by piece. So rad 2 is just a constant, so it's in my antiderivative. Increase the power by 1, divide by the new power. So x to the 3/2 over 3/2. Same thing with the next one. Add 1 to the exponent, so x to the negative first over the new exponent, -1. And this is just a constant. The antiderivative of a constant is the constant times x. So pi times x plus c. One step of simplification. We're going to flip this guy and multiply. So 2 square root of 2. So we'll have 2 square root of 2 over 3 from flipping and multiplying. X to the 3/2. This will just change the sign. So minus x to the -1, or if you want to write it as 1 over x, that's fine. That's the same as x to the -1 plus pi x plus c. There's our antiderivative. Did not need to use u substitution because we could simplify first.